Yo, what's up, homies? It's your boy LowTide, bringing us a brand new video, and we're back with some Let's Talk. Now, it's been a long time since I've had a Let's Talk on this channel. If you don't know what a Let's Talk is, let's talk about it real quick. So, Let's Talk is where we talk about anything and everything. So, legitly anything. I try not to bring up politics and some other shit like religion, because that's one of those things where people are like, oh my god, that's offensive, and too personal, so let's not bring that up. Anyways, we're gonna talk about E3. I know I'm late, alright? I know I'm late, so be quiet. You can't be over here. Oh my god, you're so late. I know about everything that happened. These predictions. We don't need predictions. We don't need none of this. Okay, alright, I'm just gonna be talking about the games I like. Alright, how about that? Same thing I think I did last year. So we're mainly gonna be talking about the games that I'm interested in. Tell me about the games you're interested in as well, down in the comments. And if you're interested in some of these, you know, let's have a little bit of conversation. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm going to avoid trying to go into deep detail with some of these games. In particular, two that I would love to have a whole video about each one, and it would probably make like a 20-minute video with each. I'm trying not to do it. It would be Gears and Halo, and I could go in depth on both of those two. I'm trying to avoid it. All right, so we're gonna go around that. I'm gonna talk a little bit about them. That's why they're probably gonna be the last ones I mention. But just know I probably have a lot of shit to say there, so prepare yourself. Alright, so of course I mainly play Xbox and PC, so I'm going to be talking to the Xbox panel, maybe a little bit of Bethesda, UB, you know, stuff like that, but not any of the Nintendo. So sorry, I don't play Nintendo, I don't have a Switch, so sorry. Anyways, let's talk about Xbox right quick. So the first one that they showed at E3 was Outer Worlds. I was genuinely interested in it because I liked the choices, well, how they explained the choices. They're like, you could be a villain, a hero, or a psychopath. You can do whatever you want. I was like, that's cool. All right, cool. You know, choices were there. That's I would have to see a little bit more of it. Comes out October 25th, so we're not really going to see much more probably before it drops. I forget when the fuck his game's gone. I think it's way later, so yeah, it'll be then. Bleeding Edge was the next thing that we were shown by Ninja Theory. It was very interesting. I think it'd be cool. I'm probably gonna play the alpha. Don't know if I'll show any of it on the channel. I think it'll be an interesting game to get your hands on. You know, be one of those like, let me play it first. It looks good though. It looks good. Some people are like it's overplayed because of the characters having their own sort of like powers thing is sort of overplayed. But I think they did well with their own unique sort of spin with it, and the creators behind it seem very promising, especially with like Devil May Cry, the combat director being involved with the combat. So it's sort of interesting to see how everything's gonna go together. The next one I was interested in, I saw Ori. I'm not big on Ori. I haven't played anything Ori. Believe it or not, for the memes, Minecraft Dungeons. I feel like it'd be funny to play as a meme. I would probably play it with my friends if we were really, really bored. We play Diablo anyways. But literally, it would just be us being like, yo, you know what? We're not gonna play Diablo. Why would we play Diablo? Let's play Minecraft Dungeons, of course. Yeah. Because it ain't like Minecraft Dungeons like, oh, we're the first dungeon crawler in a long time. Well, we're the best dungeon crawler. And Diablo's over here like, that's cute. You're the best, huh? Oh god. Alright, then after that we went to the actual, Phil filming on stage. Phil Spencer, right? I don't remember his fucking name. I literally rewatched the E3 fucking conference yesterday, so I remember a lot more shit with this. Still don't remember his fucking name. Sorry, man. Alright, anyways, they touched on a lot of things, like what they're gonna be talking about on this, conference panel, whatever. Then the next thing we were showed that was a game was Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. Respawn coming in clutch for EA. The only EA has not made a good game in a while. It's harsh, man. Like Apex has been good. That's Respawn. Respawn is holding them on. Star Wars is another one. It's Respawn's involved. I'm like, yo, all right, it could be decent. And they've already said there's no loot boxes, and it's only story mode. Now, of course, if they break through that and go somewhere else with it, I'm gonna be sort of pissed and be like, wow, Respawn just lost like 5 points, man. I'm docking 5 points for that one. The next thing that I was genuinely interested in was the next world premiere, right after Blair Witch. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a while since there's been a good horror game. Now, before someone gets all triggered and be like, Resident Evil 2 is... Okay, calm down. That was a remake. I said new horror game, not a remake. The remaster of Resident Evil 2 was good. It's good. I'm talking new. We need a new AAA title horror game, and I don't mean an Outlast 3. Outlast 2 itself didn't do great, and there were problems. I don't think we need an Outlast 3 just yet, or even in general. If we get an Outlast 3, it better be 100 times better than what the problems that 2 had. It needs to fix that first. So I personally think that we just need another horror game. And I would probably want it to be something new instead of a continuation. I don't think we need like them to be like, oh, let's just go try to grab like a Dead Space 4. Whoa. If you're gonna do Dead Space, you better do it right. You know, it's one of those. Like, people will get mad. Personally, as you guys know, I have a series for Dead Space. I have beat it by the time you guys haven't seen that yet. I don't mind mentioning that. I beat Dead Space. I haven't played the second one or the third one, but I have heard from people who love classic horror games like me that 2 is a little bit worse, and 3, a lot of people say falls off. Like, if we're putting it on like a tier list, a lot of people put 3 in like the D to C list, like 3 D to C tier, whereas Dead Space 1 was in like the A. So it like fell off. So I don't know. I'll probably still gonna play it for myself, obviously, but you get my drift here. I would love a new horror game. That's why Blair Witch, I'm sort of looking at it like, hey, this could be cool. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, I'm gonna be like, hey. And I don't think we're gonna see another Slender for a while. So that's why when they showed it off, I was like, it's not Slender. With all the political shit that's going around with Slender because of the whole case. You don't know what I'm talking about? There's a huge case. Search it up, and you'll get informed about that whole spiel. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm turning my pages, because I write every E3. I write down every single game that came out when I'm watching E3, which is a great idea for you guys who who want to keep up with the game, so you know what's coming out when. So let's do that. So the next big game, Cyberpunk, was literally the next one. Cyberpunk with Keanu Reeves. Coming in nicely with that release date, 4/16. A lot of people said they should add 4 days, make it 4/20, but you know, that's of course a joke. Anyways, Cyberpunk looking nice and crispy. I do want to get my hands on it. I really do. Like, Cyberpunk, it sounds really good. I don't know how I'm gonna be with it, because it's a little bit outside of the type of games that I play. A little bit. But at the same time, the way it seems, I think I'll still be very enticed to play it. So we'll see how it goes with that one. Spiritfarer. Didn't expect this one to actually end up on the list. But when I was rewatching it, I was like, yo, this does remind me of a game that I played on the channel. And just in general, I enjoyed playing it sort of like as a chill game. And Kingdom was the game. Kingdom Classic I played on the channel. It's very much like that in a lot of ways, but of course different aspects and different mechanics. I was like, this is interesting. Okay, this could be very different. So I kept it, and I'm still very interested to see where that goes. It's also from Thunder Lotus, which is the same people who make Jotun, which is who made Jotun, which is a game I also play on the channel. So, hey, which I will be bringing back to the channel very soon. Sorry that it hasn't been here for a while. I've been busy with finishing the series and stuff like that. So another one, literally these are like back-to-backs. Battletoads. I never played Battletoads because I'm not that old. I'm sorry if I made you. I'm not trying to call you old, but I'm 19. All right, what do you expect? So I haven't played Battletoads, and I don't play a lot of couch potato stuff. But couch potato stuff is fun. It is fun. No, it is fun to play occasionally and stuff like that. Hence why I like playing Smash occasionally, things like that, where like local co-op is a thing and you could just go at each other. Like literally, if we had a house, me and my friends, we would probably solve 50% of our problems on a Switch playing Smash or Mario Kart or any game that's just a couch potato. Literally how we would solve every single one of our issues. Next game that I could say I was truly interested in was Pathologic 2. I saw that, I think it was Gamescom. It was before E3, the other one last year. That was very interesting. Pathologic, it was when they released Borderlands 3. I don't remember where the fuck it was. You know, when we first got our announcement of Borderlands 3. I forget when the fuck it was. But basically, Pathologic 2 was showed off there, and I think it would be interesting because it looks like another little horror mystery game, and we need more of them. Horror's like dying out, so I'm interested to see that. You know, Next one after that is this is when we get all the indie games. You know, they do at ID Xbox where they show off a million indie games at once. It takes me forever to fucking get all their names. Hence why I rewatch the bitch. Or I watch it when it's not fucking coming out live, so I could just write down, I could pause it and write them down. So Tabs, I just think it'd be fun, alright? I know if Tabs already on PC, I might get it on an Xbox if I don't get it on PC. And that's if I want to, really. I don't know. It's just a good one I wanted to mark. Another one that actually, the more I watched recap-wise of the gameplay that interested me was Creature in the Well. I don't know why, but it had an old adventure RPG aspect that I felt like I was missing. Not really missing, but I feel like was there, you know? Next one was Untie The End. It just looked interesting. A lot of these I can't say anything about because there's not enough like context for me to be like, oh my god, I'm so interested in the game, and there's this and that and this and that and this and that. It was just like a look, like, oh my god, all right, this is, I guess this is what happens. I guess this is what happens. Felix the Reaper. That one just looks funny. Looks like a funny little game, which I would enjoy. Because it's like Felix the Reaper, the romantic comedy about life and death, something like that. And it's like, what the fuck? What? Secret Neighbor was the other one that I wanted to touch on. Because it looked interesting. I know about it on PC already. I've seen people play it. Secret Neighbor is interesting, and I think it's good for it to come to the Xbox. Now, then we got all the Xbox Game Pass stuff. We're not gonna talk about that. If you don't know about it, watch E3. I don't know why you haven't watched it by now. This is like 2 weeks after the motherfuckers would do like get everything, and now you've already had people talk about it too. See, I told you I'm late, like late. Anyways, next one I was actually interested in was Wasteland 3. It's a very different game for me. It reminds me a lot of a lot of people said they got a lot of like was it a lot of people got Fallout vibes from it, and what the fuck's the game? Sort of like a fast-paced, like random, like Borderlands-y, rage, sort of like funsy action going on, which I can understand. But I think something nobody really talked about is in one particular scene there with the ground, when they showed it off in blocks and stuff. It looked more like XCOM and what was that recent game that came out? It's Mutant something, where it's, you know, a turn-based strategy game like that. They didn't really talk about that. They didn't talk about the game at all. But if you noticed it, they also sort of went in turns. So I'm guessing that's sort of what the game's about. I don't know anything about Wasteland 1 or 2, but you know, it wasn't sort of like, obviously no one really sort of talked about that from the people I've watched sort of talking about it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. You know I had to put this on the list. If this isn't on the list for you and you like anime, this is like what the fuck is wrong with you? Dragonball Kakarot. I had to do it. No, it's good to see another Dragon Ball. If it's done right, it's done right. That's all I gotta say. The next one I'm really interested in, and I want to get my hands on it as soon as possible. 12 minutes. We didn't get an announcement for when, but Jesus Christ, 12 minutes was interesting. I really want it in my hands. Now, 12 minutes is something, well, you've fucking seen it already, but 12 minutes is something that I could say is genuinely interesting. I want to see how many choices, first off, they have, and how many different endings they have. I find that very interesting, because I don't think they would show us all of them there, but they showed like a decent amount of possibilities. So, I'm wondering. And I'm wondering how much gameplay total is there of these 12 minutes.
You know?
Because it's one of those, obviously,
you already gave it to me.
It's a time loop, and it's going to take a bit to figure out what the fuck to do,
What are you talking about?
what not to do.
What's going on?
And one way, I could see them setting it up, so one way, you get the full story, but you die. So, and then another way where you don't get the full story, but you win. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the game like goes, morphs, and forms, and everything like that. Next one that I put on here was Gears 5. I don't mind mentioning it now. Now I'm gonna try not to go all over the place. If you don't know, Gears of War 5, or Gears in general, is one of my all-time favorite franchises. Now, when I say all-time favorite franchises, I include Gears 1, 2, and 3. I do not include Gears Judgment or 4 when I say this statement. Judgment was okay. 4 was something else entirely to me. So, I mentioned it last time. I said 4 felt like a fucking filler spin-off episode of an anime to me. Felt like they're trying to keep the story going so they can get that moolah, that bread, basically. So, to me, 4 wasn't a great game. Plus, the thing that kept me in Gears, not just the story, in 3 and 2, it wasn't in 1, was Horde. Horde mode did great to keep me in Gears 2 and 3. 2 was its own classic, just sort of you try to survive a horde without anything. You better find ammo and you better find somewhere to hold up, otherwise you gon' die. And Gears 3, you could set up your own base. There's a lot of things you could build. You could build turrets, barricades, defenses, decoys, sentries. What else you fucking build? Command post, which came later with the DLC, which I had. Silverbacks. A lot of everything was very crazy that you could build, and it added a whole new aspect to it, which I loved. Gears of War 3, I could say I had the most time in Gears ever. I hit level 85 or so in the game. Like, I spent a lot of time in Horde. Horde, I could say I played the most. I don't remember exactly how much, but Jesus fucking Christ. So, Gears 5 with Horde, or 4 with Horde, it was entirely different, which sort of turned me off like immediately. People, you know, you have your people, they have certain abilities. This is what you do. You are engineer, you engineer. This is what you do. You repair, only what you do. I didn't like that much. I like the whole free will, you do whatever the fuck. Plus, I'm more of a solo when it comes down to gaming, so, well, like, stuff like that. So I was like, this isn't, like, okay, I guess. Next one. Well, not next one. With Gears 5. My biggest problem, the story seems okay. I'm not gonna be super hyped over it because it's just it's a continuation of 4. I'm interested to see where they want to take the backstory of the Queen, I guess, you know. My biggest issue with it is I'm not gonna be emotionally connected with a lot of the characters here. There's only the 3 characters I could say I'm personally gonna care about. Sorry, but it's gonna be Baird, Cole, and Marcus. If they kill JD, Kate, Dell, I don't remember his name, or anyone else, I'm personally probably not gonna cry that much or have any like issue with it. I guess Hoffman would be another one. I'd be like, oh my god, no. But like no one else. It'd be someone from the original 3. Like otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, okay, they died. Like, if they die, too, and if, like, Marcus, Cole, Baird, one of them dies, I'm probably gonna flip shit and probably not play the game. So, I don't think they would do it. So, it's just one of those, okay, just sort of stuck there. I don't know. Multiplayer will be interesting. I'll play, like, the beta for multiplayer and Horde. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Horde either, because, like I mentioned, it's different. With 5, they're taking a very personal sort of approach to it, with the fact that you're gonna have abilities, and that's a turn off to me. It's like Overwatch and Horde just tried to have a baby, which is like, okay, there he is. Escape, the new ability, the new game mode, interesting, very cool. I'll get my hands on it, be about it. I'll be trying not to talk anymore about Gears because I'll do a whole video. All right, anyways, next huge part that I want to talk about is the new Elite controller. Looked very interesting, you know, very different take for a fucking controller. Be interesting. It's gonna be very much on the pro side. I've seen people talk about prices. I think they said it's $150 to pre-order. I don't know if it's gonna be staying at that price, but I think it's $150 right now. I don't really think it's not necessary, but it's interesting to think about. I understand why it's a thing. They're doing it mainly for the Scarlet, and it's mainly gonna be for that because of the Project X Cloud and the way the Scarlet are gonna work. So it's going to heavily work with those two. I have no really objection to it. It'll be interesting. I might get my hands on it someday. Right now, your boy broke. So it ain't happening. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about after that, which took me a goddamn while, was Phantom Star Online 2. Very cool to see that come to console on, come to the West. It hasn't. Phantasy Star 1 was on Dreamcast. I think that's the last we've seen Phantasy Star in a long time in the West. So very cool to see that come over here. Crossfire X, another one. Interesting to see it, come from the east and end up in the west. Because that company, Smilegate, is the South Korean company, if I remember correctly. So it's very interesting to see games like that sort of come over here for like the first time or something like that. Another game to be interested in, or at least I was, Elden Ring. That was very interesting to me, having the fact that it was George R.R. Martin and his name escapes me. Having them work on a game though, it's interesting to see where it can go. I would love to have more info about it before I go like, oh my god, this is very interesting. I want to be, play it. But it's interesting. It was a good tease, You can tell what games I know a lot about because I talked heavy about them. I was like, oh my god, I talked like 50 fucking minutes about it. Anyways, going to Bethesda, Ghostwire Tokyo. It looked interesting. Having another game that could be like potentially a horror, especially the way they described it, comes off like psychological horror because it can be considered a horror or spooky, but also considered normal, paranormal or normal. Which one is it? It's like weird sort of wording and the way they had it. I would love to get my hands on it. Plus, that girl did good at the fucking E3. You can't tell me otherwise. Like the three highlights at E3 were like Keanu Reeves. Forget her name, I'm sorry. Her, you see her on the screen, and the doggy. Everybody loves the doggo. And Deathloop was another interesting one for me. I feel like that one was going to be very interesting from Bethesda. I don't know how it's gonna be. I want to see more about it probably. Ubisoft, we got the Watch Dogs Legion, which seemed fucking interesting as shit. I think it's interesting. I don't know how much of it is true. That's how I'm gonna word that. Because making it so you can interact with every person, how many people did they do until it loops? Or it's way too similar for me to be like, oh yeah, this is great. For like their skills and their backstory. Because they said like you can interact with anyone. It's almost like State of Decay in a way where it's like, oh yeah, people have these skills and like every person's different, right? Randomly generated. But the backstory for them is different. Like, I'm wondering how many characters it would be till you get sort of like a repeat. And, story-wise. Mythic Quest, the TV show. Interesting. That one's not even a game, it's just interesting. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you will probably see me play this game. Recon Breakpoint, fucking great. We played the fuck out of Wildlands. I didn't record any of it and put it on the channel, but we did play it and enjoyed it. So me and my friends will probably be on Breakpoint. I think you guys will enjoy it. Another one for me is For Honor, Shadows of goddammit, is it of Hitokuri? I'm sorry if I fucked that up. Anyways, it's until June 27th, which is, it's almost over. But it's still interesting as shit. They had a little special event and stuff like that. I do enjoy. Rainbow Six Quarantine, the 3-player co-op that will get early 2020. That looks interesting. I'm not, I want to see a little bit more about it. We did get a date, sort of. Well, not a date. We got early 2020. So I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of that before, obviously, it drops. But we did see a little bit of it. It looks interesting enough to where I'm interested enough to buy it, Next one, we got the information for the Division 2. You guys might see more Division 2 on the channel. I can't guarantee it because I know I like the game, but me and Hunter went through the game so much faster than anybody else, so we don't know because like Hunter's max level, I'm 1 level off, whereas like Vincent is I think like 10 levels behind us. So it's one of those things. So unless we decide to power level. And then coming around to the last few ones that I have to mention, we have something else that interests me, the Division movie partnered with Netflix, which is interesting. I don't know if it's gonna go well. It's been a while since there's actually been a good like game movie. I don't think has there been one? Has there actually been one? I don't know. Because you're taking a story that's interactive and not making it non-interactive. So it's one of those, like, I don't know, it's gonna be good, man. And then we had Gods and Monsters, sorry. I wrote it down. I have horrible handwriting. Yeah, I know, I can't read my own handwriting. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's another one I was interested in, and I think that's the last one. I can't tell you something that was sort of like I was mad about. Ubisoft, you over here playing with my emotions. You guys showed off fucking Sam Fisher. I wanted another Splinter Cell. God damn it. And they're like, nah, it ain't a Splinter Cell. They said it wasn't, but I was hoping, secretly, there was a little bit of hope that they still had another Tom Clancy Splinter Cell on the fucking way. But nah, they were like, nope, Elite Squad. Like, I was almost like Diablo level, like, wow, like the Diablo mobile. Like, oh, that's what you want to do. Okay, I guess that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna play it. I mean, it ain't like, you know, your main audience would like it, you know. Of course not. Anyways, this has gone on for way too long. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I just want to talk about the games I enjoyed. I couldn't go on and talk about all of them because we'd be here for a fucking long time. Anyways, you guys already know a lot about these type of games and everything, so I'm just, you know, going over the ones that enjoy me and talking in depth about some. Oh yeah, Halo Infinite. We need another good Halo. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Okay, that's it. If I do more, like I said, Halo and Gears, I gotta have a full video about. Last thing I'm gonna say about Halo. Halo is in one of my top 10 franchises as well. But the only thing I consider in that franchise, Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach. I do not consider Halo 4 or 5. I'm sorry. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, click that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, click that subscribe button to be notified of all of my videos. If you guys wish to be notified when I upload, click that notification bell so you guys are notified when you upload, when I upload in your email and on YouTube when I upload. Other than that, hopefully y'all have a great day, and I will catch you homies next LowTide. Oh, we're back doing Let's Talk.
Leave you DOA, make you feel the pain, blood in the rain. Only death remains. Only death remains. Better be a blackout. Watch them all run from the smack down. Ribbon at the push, special tap out. Let them all know we don't back out. Blackout. 2 kids from the trench, yeah, we barely made it. Linked up on a whim, now we hitting stages. Looked up to the game, now we innovated. Some don't show love because they truly.